If life exists on Venus, it's not like any organism that's ever been encountered on Earth, scientists claim in a new study. In late 2020, the question of Venus' potential habitability sprang into focus thanks to the detection of phosphine in the planet's atmosphere. Some scientists suggested it might be an evidence of biosignature, hypothetically speaking. While there has been a lot of back and forth among researchers on this particular topic, the discovery reignited the interest in the idea that Venus, a famously toxic and hellish environment, might be able to support life. Coincidentally, NASA is sending two new missions to investigate Venus, the first in decades, which could give us a best understanding yet of whether this inhospitable world may ever have been habitable. Those future discoveries are still several years away. However, new scientific findings published this week suggest we perhaps shouldn't hold our breath for signs of life on Venus anytime soon. According to an analysis led by microbiologist John Halsworth from Queen's University, the lack of water availability in the clouds of Venus precludes the life from living there, or at least life as we know it, as there simply wouldn't be enough water for the organisms to function. Calculating the measurements of water activity, a thermodynamic parameter that is effectively equivalent to relative humidity in the atmospheric conditions, research found that Venus' atmosphere is far too parched for the Earth-like organisms to survive. Water activity acts as a potent determinant of functionality of microbial cells, so is also a key determinant of habitability. Water activity is measured on the scale from 0 to 1. As far as the scientists know, biological functions in organisms stops to function below the water level of 0.585, with the hardy xerophile fungus species demonstrating the lowest known limit. Unfortunately, Venus' dry clouds made up mostly of sulfuric acid droplets don't even come close to 0.585 in terms of water activity. In other words, the Venus atmosphere is over 100 times drier than this hypothetical threshold, or as the researchers put it, 2 orders of magnitude below 0.585 limit. By the same measure, Mars' atmosphere might also be considered too dry for life to function, although its water activity level of 0.537 is only slightly below the habitable range compared to Venus. In terms of water activity, Jupiter's clouds do however show biologically permissive levels of water activity only between temperatures of -10 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. However, the researchers note that this is only the first step in accessing cloud habitability, as other chemical components in the clouds could affect it too. Similarly, the water activity in the Earth's atmosphere is suitable for life, but only in the lower troposphere, with the upper stratosphere and mesosphere being too dry to be habitable. For other planets in solar system, including Saturn, Uranus and Neptune, there is currently not enough data on their atmospheric consistency to perform the same sort of analysis, although this may change in the future. This will happen when James Webb Space Telescope becomes operational. Of course, just because the atmospheres of Venus and Mars are drier than the known limits of habitability for extreme profiles on Earth doesn't mean life in these places is entirely impossible. Just that it must be very, very different to any organisms known to science. That's all. On the basis of current study, the researchers explain we must imagine a qualitatively new type of organisms to invoke a plausible story about life in the atmosphere of Venus, at least for life as we know it.